Let's get you completely fulfilled, fully enlightened by understanding the energy forecast for November 2024. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Diamond No. I go by Dime. I'm a published author, a national speaker. I own two spiritual companies globally. So, I'm a spiritual entrepreneur and I help people become fully fulfilled, enlightened by understanding how to use the power of 369 and the quantum realm. I also am a generational psychic and a medium and all of those things and a multidimensional connector where I channel galactic beings. So today what I'm going to do is we're going to dive into the energy for all of November. I'm going to break it down week by week. If you join my platform on School, you're going to see that I do a daily energy forecast specifically for Starseeds. And then on all my other socials, we do daily energy forecasts just to understand the basics on how to capitalize on the energy in order to live your highest timeline and become completely fulfilled. So let's talk about an overview for November. November is going to be all about what you have done coming to fruition. So all of the work you've done, the studying you've done, the self-awareness that you've been working on is really going to propel you into a higher level of awareness, wisdom, and bigger manifestations. So you're going to be able to align with the things that you really, truly desire to receive in this world. It is an incredible month for entrepreneurs. So I'm really excited to break this down. As we move through this month, we're going to be dealing with a couple of fears, predominantly our fears associated with trusting the path, trusting our intuition, our heart space, trusting our voice, as well as maybe a little bit of fear in and around financial flow. So you're going to have a beautiful opportunity to level up on how you attract that into your life. As we move towards the end of the month, we're going to be feeling a sense of completement, just celebration of like, fucking did it. A real beautiful opportunity. As we navigate towards December, it's going to pick up a lot of momentum. 2025 is all about massive transformation globally in our society structures, in our family dynamics. And it's about like really owning your path. So November is kind of that get your shit together, get it figured out, level up so that you can arrive in your highest timeline. So let's start with the first week. So I do use Oracle cards. It just helps me tap into the energy. So the way this works for me is I connect into the energy of all that is. So it doesn't matter when you find this, how you find this. It doesn't matter if you find it 3 months from now, there's going to be a message in there for you because time is an illusion. It doesn't exist. So I connect into our higher energy. I connect into the galactic. I connect into Gaia. And then I sort of translate that message for you. The reason I use cards is it's just for a visual. It helps me put it together and translate it a lot faster. All right, so we're going to start with from November 1st, which is Friday. So it is a new moon. So we're going to go specific new moon energy, and we're going to go all the way through to the 8th of December. So we're going to go Friday to Friday here. New moon energy is about setting the tone for yourself. So new moon is an incredible opportunity to kind of go inward. Full moon is all about charging us up, getting us amped up, getting things surfacing that we really want to work on. And it's like, it's going to reflect in your world. So there's 12 principles, 12 universal principles that I talk about in my book. And one of them is the principle of correspondence, meaning that your world is a reflection of your energy, of your vibration. So this is going to be a little bit on fire for us all month long, but the new moon is going to be that opportunity to sort of like tap into what do I desire to transmute, to change for myself until the next full cycle. So we've got all of November to sort of dive into that, but I really want you to start this month off with a little reflection in your journal. Dive into your journal, start to write, where is there blockages in my life? Where is there lack in my life? What is it that I desire to change for myself? Where do I want more of the stuff I already have? And then you're going to be able to work through that as you navigate the month. It's about like sitting and asking yourself, how am I blocking this? What are my fears associated with receiving more of, like more financial flow, more clientele, more universal wisdom, more self-awareness? Where am I sabotaging myself? Where am I blocking myself? The energy is really supportive for clarity on the 1st, which is the new moon, which is Friday. So it's a really good day to just sit and hash out, how am I sabotaging? Like get really clear, get really vulnerable with yourself. Ask yourself, what did your inner child learn about receiving more financial flow? What were the stories of your parents or your caregivers? What were the stories that they taught you? And are you willing to restructure that story for yourself instead of holding on to what they taught you? So as we navigate from that new moon all the way through to the 8th, we're going to have this ache to step forward into more. So that's why it's so important to do the review in your journal. We are going to ache for more. We're going to be like, okay, how do I do this? We all have an internal compass or an internal GPS system. Every single one of us, we have it in here. We are the map. We are the destiny. It's not something external. So we're going to not want to put our power outside of ourselves, but instead be reflecting inward. So as we're reflecting inward, we can start to ask ourselves, what are the fears associated with this big step? As we take time moving through this week to just kind of pause, meditation is going to be essential for us this week in order to get the clarity. We have an opportunity to propel ourselves into absolute newness as we hit Saturday, Sunday, the 9th and 10th. So this week is so important. It's like, okay, I feel this ache to move forward. We're going to pause and we're going to do a lot of self-reflection. We're going to let this internal compass speak through the ego self. So both operating mechanisms are essential for your journey. It's not about shunning the ego. It's about allowing it to understand what your isness, your consciousness, your heart, that compass is desiring to experience. So my favorite form of meditation that I teach all of my students is to stop and be no thing. It is a practice. It is absolutely a practice. It doesn't happen off the hop. So it's learning to quiet the mind and not label anything. So this week, I want you to start the week off with just gazing out the window, or if you have the opportunity to sit outside, you're just going to enjoy observing, like, what is, without labeling. So look at the trees without labeling color. Look at the animal kingdom without labeling it. See if you can just get to a state of looking, observing. If you can do that, that's when that compass space is going to start to really speak through the ego self. And that's where you're going to get your inspired action. So another one of the 12 principles is the principle of inspired action, which literally means if you give yourself the time and space, the next stepping stones are going to present themselves. You are going to have the opportunity to really understand what you are here to do, also how to align with more of the things that you want, right? So we're going to practice being no thing all week. And then as we move into the weekend, we're going to get that clarity, which is amazing. We're going to have this like heart set on fire, big, bold leap forward, like hit the ground running for the week of the 11th. We're just going to feel on fire. It's so great. So what I want to do is I just want to tap in to see if there's any warnings for us in regards to what's coming with society or, all of the hype that's going on online. So let's have a quick look at that. Okay, I feel like there's going to be a lot of chaos in the media. I know we've got a lot of things sort of coming through with some of the natural disasters that have happened, the cube that everybody's talking about that's heading to Earth, the asteroids, the second moon, like all this stuff was a big hype in October, but we're going to feel this big like shift in, and I feel like it's predominantly US. We know why. Where it's just going to be a little chaotic. So the best thing that you can do right now is not stress yourself out. Easier said than done, I understand. But by choosing what you are witness to, the majority of thought creates the outcome individually and globally. Again, I teach all of this in my book, but it's like getting clear on what you're going to participate in mentally. Where are you going to give your mental space when it comes to what society is pushing at us or what the media is pushing at us? The majority of thought creating the outcome. If we are up in arms or we are stressed out as a collective of humanity, we are adding to the energetic expansion of that problem. So instead, it is what it is. And I'm going to focus on my vibration and creating my reality. And if everybody did that, we would just have a completely different society. So it's really important to sort of just dial it back and just stay focused on you this week and not put your focus on what's going on with the media or the stress points, because I feel like it's going to be a lot of bullshit. So let's avoid that. Okay. Let's dive into the 11th through to the 17th. So this is going to be Monday through Sunday. On the 15th, we have a super full moon. I feel like that's going to be really crazy intense. Oh, there's so much direction. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with what to expect with this week. If we're getting caught up in what's going on with the media, we're going to be stressy, like stresso espresso all the way. We're going to be all caught up in it. It's going to instill a little bit of fear. We're going to go into a little bit of emotional chaos, possibly anxiety. We do not want that energy. If we're in anxiousness or fear, we're making our vibration really small. Your vortex, your electromagnetic field, you're shrinking it in, and you can't be as impactful in your goals nor the people around you. So definitely keep your head straight, keep it out of fear. Do not take the bait of fear at all. That heart, go into that compass, because as we finish the week, it's about coming back into that compass again. What we want to do this week is, the whole vibe for this week is being adaptable. It is letting go of stories that are not serving you. It is opening up. There's going to be a lot of upper chakra activation. So we're going to feel some expansion in the crown. In October, we had third eye activation to a whole other level that was like kind of plummeting down. So our truth and our clarity. But this is about wisdom coming in. So it's going to be an incredible week for those of you that feel like you're a starseed or that you're connected to multidimensional beings. This is going to be an incredible week for you to receive more downloads and more clarity or more telepathic conversation where you're going to get direction on your role in everything and why you're actually here. Like it's a constant, limitless information download where it's like, okay, we're hitting the ground running. This is the next step. This is the next step. It is about letting go of those old stories and coming into your consciousness, your isness, the universal flow that you are. It is not putting your power outside of yourself this week. It is all about internal power. So one of the things I love to do, and I know a lot of my followers already know this, I like to summon my power from all time, space, reality. So you're just going to imagine a gold ball of light, specifically on Wednesday, the 13th, gold ball of light above your head, and you're going to summon all your power from all time, space, reality. It's just intention. And you're going to imagine that gold ball expanding, drop it into your body, and then you're just going to breathe it into your electromagnetic field to allow your vibration to become one of power. This is about internal power. This is about becoming unshakable, becoming fearless this week, and really, really trusting the information that's coming through for you, as well as your life path. So for us to do that, we've really got to look at, am I taking the bait of fear? So it goes back to that. Am I listening to old stories? Am I trusting my path? I really want you to up your energy by summoning your power, but also making sure that your statements are positive and present. So I want you to think about how many times you say I am in a day and make sure that they're positive present statements. So instead of saying I'm stressed or I'm overwhelmed, we're going to be saying things like, I'm really curious as to what's unfolding for me. I'm really excited as to what is unfolding for me. So make sure it's positive and present. Wednesday, with this like massive crown activation, we're going to feel a lot of energy moving through us, and we're going to have some ascension symptoms associated with that. So ascension symptoms meaning as your energy vibrates higher, your body has to catch up. We've got 4 bodies. We've got the emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual. So as your spiritual body is evolving, the physical just has to catch up, and it can feel a little sluggish. We can get things like upper back pain, digestive issues, sore throat. I feel like we're going to get a lot of ringing in the ears because we're going to get a lot of information coming through. It is a little bit of activation towards telepathy as well available. And that's all about taking that time to reflect. Now, I do feel like what I'm hearing is like as we move into that super full moon, it's going to be a bit of a shakeup. That could look like the earth rumbling a little bit. It could look like some electrical stuff. Like I'm really hearing the word electrical. So that might mean a little bit of a power outage. So just have candles, be prepared for that. Or it could be like a crazy like lightning storm. I think there's going to be something in the news associated with that. And they're going to try and tie it into like disclosure, like alien disclosure, like things showing up. I know that they're really pushing that agenda right now. Heads up, they've always been here. Like you are probably one of them. They've always been here. They were here before us. But there's so much hype to kind of trigger us into fear a little bit. So again, not taking the bait of fear, but I definitely feel like this full moon being a super full moon, it just means that the energy's stronger. It's closer to the earth. It's a little bit stronger. We're going to feel the pull a little bit more. It's going to like shake us up. So what we're going to see in the world, in the majority of humanity, is a lot of tempers. We're going to see people being agitated, people being cranky. There might be a little bit more road rage. There might be a movement of rioting or something like that this week because people are going to be on edge. They're going to be feeling really intense. For us, we're going to keep our blinders on. Like ignorance at this point is literally bliss. We're going to keep the blinders on and we're going to keep focused on our internal compass, that wisdom, because the opportunities for connection are massive. Like this might be the strongest month for connection that we've ever had. So really making sure that you're listening to that. On the super full moon, I want you to really just take a couple of minutes that day to set the tone for the rest of the month. Meaning, what is it that you are willing to be brave enough to experience. So it's going to be like courage focused, bravery focused. So that could be walking away from things that don't serve you. We're not going to take action on the full moon. It's going to be the week after that we do that, but we're going to get really clear on our strategy. So if you know that you're in a toxic relationship, you're going to set your exit strategy. If you are in a workplace that just isn't serving you, you're going to be working on your CV and you're going to start looking for careers. If it's about moving into spiritual entrepreneurship like myself, then you're going to sit there and write out a plan for yourself. If you do not have a plan, it's going to stay a wish and it will never be your reality. So it's about getting pen to paper and getting clear on what steps am I willing to be brave enough to take next, because we're going to see massive transformation as we move towards December. Now, specifically with the full moon, what it's going to do to us, it's going to create a lot of chaos, right? Like I love this card. So it's all about chaos. It's about a busy mind. It is about just distraction, all of those things. But what I love is this little keyhole right here. So what I'm seeing right here, and it's just on the top of the mind and the third eye of this being at the bottom. So what that's showing me is your next key to unlocking the greatness that you are here for. There is universal keys. There is universal keys to wisdom. My book, which is in the background there, that is the first set of keys for you to help you really shift into opening up your potential as well as your mission here, or your purpose, your divine purpose, soul purpose, whatever you want to call that. We're going to have the opportunity with this full moon to unlock the next stepping stones for ourselves. And it comes with the Wheel of Fortune with this one. So the full moon really impacting us. What I'm also hearing is solar flares. So we're going to be feeling a lot of solar activity. This is to support us. It's power. So it's all in how you choose to perceive it. If you're going to say, oh my God, it's so exhausting, and you're going to be all toxic about your ascension symptoms, then you're going to have a toxic outcome. You're going to deplete your body. If you are using this to absorb it, to trust it, you're actually going to propel yourself into a stronger vibration. The whole point of being on this planet, it's like spiritual evolution or ascension, okay? So we get to keep leveling up and leveling up and leveling up and leveling up in our power, our wisdom, our knowing, our trust, becoming unshakable and unstoppable. And if we can keep the mind calm and let that compass speak through, you're gonna get your next stepping stones. You're gonna know exactly what to do for the rest of the month in order to arrive in your highest timeline, your most fulfilling timeline. So really, really incredible opportunity. Okay, let's go into the week of the 18th through, so that's Monday, through to the 24th, which is Sunday. Oh my God, guys. I can't even. Oh, it's so good. I cannot wait for this week. All right, it is just uphill. If you've done everything we've talked about, it is massive uphill. Monday, we're going to start the week off feeling a little defensive. So we really want to be careful that we're not projecting, that we're using anger to fuel us, not to project onto other people. I call it passion. So don't waste your passion. Don't spill your passion unnecessarily. Put it inward. Use it, because when we're angry or we're frustrated, it is the absolute knowing of what you will no longer tolerate. And that's going to propel you because you're done with it. So we really want to honor our commitments on Monday. What is pissing you off? What is making you frustrated? What is a hell fucking no for you? And write it down. Do not make a commitment to yourself. I am fully committed to no longer allowing this into my life. And this is now what I'm going to allow. So once we get really clear on Monday about what we're done with, it's over, like, bye. We're going to write a list of our demands. I demand respect. I demand more free time. I demand more clientele. I demand moving into divine purpose. What is it that you desire? Write it down and own it all fucking week long. Like, it's badass, fierce energy. We may feel a little bit of conflict because everybody's going to be feeling off. So when someone's projecting onto you, just be non-reactionary. This is not about you. They are projecting their own limitations, their own fears into the world. Word vomit all over the place, I feel like, is what's going to happen. I feel like people on social media are going to be just pissy. Everybody's going to be pointing fingers. It's just going to be spectacular. But if you use this energy to get really clear on your demands, you are going to go right uphill all week long. So it's so important to capitalize on Monday's energy. So that's the 18th. As we move through the week, if you're doing that, it gets so good. Okay, so it turns into financial security. It turns into understanding how to attract more prosperity into your life. We cannot manifest money or time. You cannot manifest those things. Those are man-made currencies. They are not frequencies. So I need you to get clear on what is the vibration of money for you. I use prosperity. So I want you to align with prosperity. Look for all of the reasons on like evidence of where you are prosperous in your life. Remember, the majority of thought creates the outcome. So wherever you're putting your focus is what you are going to be handed on a silver platter all week. Keep your mind strong. Look for a million reasons to be like, there's more prosperity. There's more prosperity. There's more of this. Like stay strong with that. It's really about devotion to your mindset because it's really leveling up. This is a great day. So Tuesday, the 19th, Wednesday, the 20th are amazing days for financial conversation. It's so good. It's great days for investment. It's great days for playing with your money. It's great days for spoiling yourself. Think about whatever you do on Tuesday, Wednesday, it's going to come back to you tenfold over the course of the next few weeks. So invest into yourself, whether that's taking the course, investing into a new home, a vehicle, just a spa day, like pamper yourself. This is all about leveling up and understanding how joyous prosperity can be. Now, if you have some limiting beliefs that money is hard or I have to work hard for money, don't fuck yourself over. I own 2 global companies. We do very, very well. I went from being completely homeless. I went from trying to launch these companies 15, 20 years ago to now sitting pretty damn pretty. Like I'm living in my dream house, like my dream life. This is an opportunity for you to get clear on how you are holding yourself back from prosperity. So what's your definition of prosperity? And receiving it. Is it the old story of money doesn't grow on trees? You have to work really hard. You've got to have multiple jobs. I get to choose my hours. I don't bust my ass anymore at all. I get to sit in my cushy little chair and do what I love and really be rewarded for that. I want that for you. So get really clear on what your definition of prosperity is. Fix it, own it all week. Again, it's about being courageous. And these are the days that you're really going to want to go into playing with prosperity. So play with it, spend it, use it. As we move towards the rest of the week, so this is going to be 21, 22, 23, 24. So like Thursday through Sunday, it is about understanding that you are on the right path. This is a really great week if you are already an entrepreneur to start up that second business or that next course that you want to launch. It's an incredible opportunity to have multiple revenue streams. The energy is in your favor if you are owning your story, if you're owning your mindset, which is going to create your vibration, which is going to create that reality, right? This is also about, as we move into the weekend, a deeper sense of bonding with our loved ones. So romance, please. Friday, Saturday, all about romance, about deep conversation, about asking for your needs to be met. It's a great opportunity to sit with your loved one, your partner, and talk about your love language. What's your love language? Understand what it is and give examples of how you like to receive love and let your partner do the same, and then start to speak each other's love language instead of just offering your own. That's the default that we do, right? The way we want to be loved is the way we love. So instead, you're going to understand that this opportunity to level up love, connection, and money is something like I've never seen before. I fucking guarantee you I'm taking that week off and I am going to go celebrate my damn self and spend all the time with my husband and just like bond. It's going to be amazing. Now, as we move into Sunday, we're going to get a little triggered again. So Sunday is maybe possibly this energy of feeling a little overwhelmed. The beautiful thing about our journey is as we start to receive more and we get all excited about it at first, we're like, this is amazing. We then naturally go into a default. If we're not used to it, we go into a default and go, what if this is taken away from me? Like, what if the rug gets pulled out from under me? So we're going to have those little fears surface on Sunday, the 24th. Go to your journal and write out, what do I actually believe about receiving? What do I believe about all of these things? Like receiving, having things taken from me, sustainability is going to be a big fear that surfaces. So we're going to get really clear. You're going to dive into healing those belief structures. So there is a ton of information for you guys on my school platform, where there's an inner child program, which is going to take you through the stepping stones of healing your subconscious. Your inner child and your subconscious are the same thing. So it's really important to do that. That program is there for you. There's endless videos on YouTube for you. Start to dive in and do the actual work. If you really, really want to do the work, get my fucking book. Honestly, it's fucking amazing. It's all of the beginning, the foundation of all of my life's works that has like launched me into being a global spiritual entrepreneur and a mentor for many people. It's got all of the tools in there. It's super simple read. It's got amazing reviews. So just go check it out. Use it. Okay. Get it out if you already have it and start to highlight things and create a list of the tools that you're going to start to implement as you move towards December. Game changing. It's really important. Okay. Let's go into the 25th through the 30th. Here we go. Yeah, man. Okay, if you've really paid attention to your belief structure on Sunday, that's the day of work. That's the day where you're really reflecting. As we move into Monday, you're just going to be on fire. You're going to be like, I fucking figured it out. Here I go. You can't stop me. Hit the ground running. And you are going to continue that energy all the way through to December. If you have not done the work, you're going to feel that hurry up and stop, like that energy of like, here I go, and then block. Here I go, block. And you're going to get frustrated. So it's really important that you are being self-aware. But if you've done the work, it is just go for it. It is action, action, action. Take action. What is it that you need to do in order to arrive? Get it fucking done. As we move through the rest of the week, we're going to have a lot of creativity flowing through us on the 26th. We're going to have a tremendous amount of inspired action. There's a lot of opportunity for newness. So this could be launching that new program. It could be really becoming more authentic on your social platforms. It could be a deeper sense of love and intimacy and bonding with your romantic partners. It could be deeper communication with your children. It could be relocation, making the decision to relocate. It could be making the decision to take that leap of faith and be a spiritual entrepreneur and leave your 9-to-5 job. It's newness. So what is it that you want to create for yourself? Like, it's action all week long, but we're going to have so much clarity on the 26th, which is Tuesday. So incredible day. If you are too busy in your mind and you're too busy with your to-do list, you're not going to get it. You're going to miss the boat. So don't do that. Make sure that you're being self-aware, that you're being as present as possible on the 26th. As we move through the rest of the week, it's going to be armor up. So we got two vibes that we're going through. You are either going to be armoring up and ready to go. Starseeds, you are going to be feeling a tremendous amount of that energetic shift, we'll call it. And you're going to feel that intergalactic warrior wanting to surface, where you're just going to be like, let's go. Like, it's so fierce. It's so powerful. I love it. Now, for those in our lives that are not connected and not doing the work, they're going to be defensive. They're going to have their walls up on Wednesday, the 27th, 28th, which is right around Thanksgiving, I think, for the US. It is going to be, so if you're going into family gatherings with your non-awakened family, just, we're not triggering them, because they're going to be super defensive, and we do not want to don't trigger them into fear or frustration. Also, it's just going to frustrate you. So this is about asking yourself, set the intention of going into family time, and what do you desire to experience? Whenever I go into a family, event, including my wedding that just happened. Whenever I do that, I go into, I'm just going to experience some really good food and some really good wine. That's it. I have no intention of activating, interrogating, giving unsolicited advice. None of that. Don't do it. It's just about being there, being present, and offering your energy, don't be a counselor. Like, don't go into that. Don't try to, break them through conspiracy theories or any of that. It's just be calm and just, what do you desire to experience, and go in just for that. Have no other expectation. As we go into the 30th and we start to tip into December's energy, we are going to be feeling more universal wisdom, I guess is how I'll word it. More connection into the we're multidimensional, and we have the ability to connect into many realms. This timeline, you could start to experience things like a deeper sense of telepathy, astral projection, astral travel, remote viewing. These things might just start to happen for you if you're really well into your path. If not, then you're just going to be feeling a little like you need a nap, which, I mean, after spending that much family time together and eating a big dinner, like, who doesn't need a nap? But we're going to be a little tired. So it's not action as we move to the end of November, like the 30th, just the onset of December. It's not action. This is a time to recoup. This is a time to rest, meditate, reflect, sleep, whatever you need to do to recharge yourself for the greatness that December is bringing. So there's that. What I want to do now is just do a quick snapshot into, is there anything that we as multidimensional connectors require? So specific for Starseeds, massive transformation. Okay. For those of us that are really, really in tune with the energy, we're going to be feeling all of the resets that are coming. We're going into a massive transition. If you want more information on that, we do Starseed and Galactic Connection, like Galactic Ambassador style events quite regularly in the school program. So just go check out that platform or our group. Like that's where I spill all the tea on this. But this is all about for us that are connected in. We're going to be feeling like another level of ascendant guide. So what happens is we meet our guides and then we begin to integrate those qualities and we become those qualities, those power points, that strength, that wisdom. And then another ascendant guide will come down. And this is a cycle that just is limitless. It just keeps happening. It's like, you know, interviewing your mom, then interviewing your grandma, and then interviewing your great grandma and finding out what worked and what didn't work, right? Or understanding their recipes, or I don't know. So it's this constant expansion of wisdom. And this month is going to be another integration and a leveling up with a deeper sense of awareness about what's coming for Earth, what's coming for humanity, what's coming for the pole shifts, all of that stuff. So we're going to be understanding what our role in that is without being in fear. We have an incredible mission. I've held a couple of really big, like Starseed mission events over the last little while, and the downloads have been phenomenal. It's going to be a beautiful outcome, and we all have a role in that. So, those of us that are feeling like an empath and we're absorbing all of that, I need you to understand that that's a gift. It is not a default. If it's not yours, it cannot reside within you unless you choose to hold on to it. So I want you to just constantly be aware of like letting the energy move through you. A lot of us are starting to channel and connect into Gaia. I've been doing that for about 10 years. It's a bit heavy, causes a little bit of emotion. So if you're feeling these spikes in emotion or frustration or crying or deep sadness, check in and say, like, ask yourself, is it mine or is it Gaia's or is it the collective of humanity? And then I just want you to imagine breathing it through the body into your feet and letting it go. There is going to be some big shakeups and we are going to be required to balance ourselves between two worlds. So we're going to have to play in that 3D, 4D dimension with our loved ones. And then we're going to be off in the ethers. I know Corey, my partner, he's always like, he's just doing his thing all the time. And then I come rolling in and I'm like, I just had the craziest download. And I'm like sharing with him and he's just like right over his head. So we kind of have to find a way to like play in both of those spaces and understand that like we are in massive transformation. If you are getting some pauses, okay? So if you're getting these little timelines where you're not feeling like you're connected in your meditation or that nothing's happening, or if you're feeling blocked a little bit financially or with love, if you're having these little pauses, one of the other 12 principles is the principle of rhythm. So what that means is it is a very natural process for us. It's like a coiled spring. So you are going up this coiled spring with your ascension process. Sometimes there's a pause and then we level up, and then we get a pause and then we level up. So every time that there's a pause in my life, and what I teach my students is how good is it about to get, because you're about to level up. It's a mind shift. So think of it like a slingshot. When that pause is happening, ask yourself, how far am I about to go? So that pause is like the slingshot grabs you and it starts to pull you back and you feel a little bit more lack in your life, or a big pause and it pulls you back and pulls you back. If you resist it, you're not going to get pulled back in order to propel yourself forward. If you're in resistance, if you're getting frustrated, if you're getting stressed about the pause. Whereas if you keep focused on the mindset of, it's the principle of rhythm, I'm about to level up, like how good is it going to be? You're going to start to feel more anticipation and excitement instead of anxiety. And then you're actually just going to allow that to pull all the way back. And you're going to go way further. You'll level up so much more. So I really want you to keep that in mind all month long and enjoy the ride. Like we're in incredible times right now. So celebrate your fucking self and just get ready for like massive, beautiful receiving. It's so incredible. Like I'm so in love with this month. It's going to be amazing. All right. So that's that. Thanks for hanging out with me. And you guys know my favorite mantra is thank you. I love you. It's a megaphone for gratitude. So I want you to look for a million reasons to say thank you. I love you. And until I see you again, go look in the mirror, look at your damn self, and find a million reasons to say thank you. I love you. We'll see you guys next time.